Well, thank you for this opportunity to speak about the African Caribbean Sustainability and Investment Summit coming up in November. It's an extraordinary exercise. It's one that has taken quite a lot of planning with a small team, and we've amassed a number of influential partners in this process, including the African Union Commission, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, and the Carib Export of the Caribbean region. Quite frankly, this event came about from the event we did last year, which focused on the Guyana Diaspora Sustainability and Investment Conference. One of the outcomes from that conference was that we needed to look at including Africa in our planning, because there's a growing appetite for trade and investment between Africa and the Caribbean, all part of the establishment of the Global South. This is actually over 3 days, from the 21st to the 23rd of November, and it will be held in London at 3 locations. On day 1, which will be held at the House of Lords behind me, we will have a number of activities that have been geared towards the High Commissioners and representatives of various missions and embassies, as well as academics and captains of industry, so that they can focus on 4 main focal areas, which are agriculture, tourism, climate change, and cybersecurity. For that day, they'll go through a number of panel discussions, fireside discussions, and there'll be presentations by experts within their field. On day 2, we have exercises at the Lloyd's of London, which will be at Fenchurch Street, and those exercises will also contain a number of panel discussions, fireside discussions, and presentations by experts in the fields of climate change and agriculture. And we will also have opportunities for businesses to seek opportunities with their counterparts for a half-an-hour sit-down at the venue in person to discuss trade and investment opportunities that exist within those areas. Day 3, the final day, we call that the Diaspora Day, where we have a representative from the University of Guyana, which will come up as part of a panel to discuss the whole issue of diaspora engagement, how Africans and Caribbeans relate with each other, how the movement of migrants between these 2 regions are affected by climate change and various other factors. That will be followed by a special panel organized by ACSIS that would involve the International Organization for Migration and their speciality, which is migration and climate change issues. Following that, we'll have what we call the Pitch It to Clinch It investment exercise, which will see 10 African and Caribbean entrepreneurs and captains of industry in their own right pitching to a panel of angel investors for finance and funding for their projects. Following that, we will close the activity on the day and for this year's event with what we call the ACSIS Sustainability Awards. And this award ceremony will focus on Africans and Caribbeans who have been really working hard within the sustainability space to mitigate the effects of climate change in their own way. And that takes care of ACSIS 2024.